Hello everyone, I want to talk about vaccination for dogs. You definitely should vaccinate your puppies because puppies do not have immunity. But why not to ask your veterinarian why I should back every year to do the core vaccinations? Let's talk about it. And I encourage you to ask your veterinarian. When you ask somebody veterinarian, it's not means that you are a person who is trying to not believe your veterinarian, but you definitely want to be advocate for your pet and you want to ask what's the reason to do distemper parvovirus vaccination every year. Why veterinarians send us these cards reminding us that it's need to happen every year in a certain date. Let's look at the scientific resources as well, so it will not be just like some person said, right? Because it's serious, it's your dog health. So I will show you some documents and I did highlight some part, and I also will put links in the description of this video. So here you will hear a little bit of my Russian accent when I will be reading. This is a document I just printed and it's called The Role of Serology in Vaccination Decision Making. And you will be able to read these guidelines. A lot of people don't like to read. So for these people who don't like to read, all document I did some highlights and I will read it to you. So what it says here: numerous studies have shown that dogs that were appropriately vaccinated as a puppies, according to current guidelines, have persistence of protective serum antibodies titers for long period of time and up to the lifetime of the animal. The most recent of these studies shows that dogs last vaccinated up to 9 years previously have protective titers of serum antibody, and in an experimental setting, such antibody has been demonstrated up to 14 years after the last vaccination. What does it mean? If you vaccinated your dog last year, the vaccination result will last the lifetime of your dog, 9 years or even up to 14 years. So what's the reason to go back to veterinarian and do the same vaccination again while your dog is protected? We do have a law that rabies vaccination need to be applied every 3 years. So why not to do the rabies vaccination every 3 years? And for other vaccination, you are more than welcome to be an advocate for your pet and do the serology in vaccinated decision making. You can do a titers test. Yes, this test is more expensive than vaccination. Vaccine costs you about $40 and the test is $80. But what's the reason to over-vaccinate your dog, spending $40 every year if you can just run this test? And this is all researches and recommendation and guidelines. So it's not just somebody said. A lot of people tell me that they don't want to question it because it's easier for them to follow up what the veterinarian said. We need to be advocates. This is your dog health. This is your cat health. So why you want to do while someone told you to do? Use the science and use the logic. Ask your veterinarian next time you will go visit why you need to vaccinate your dog every year. Tell me in the comments what your veterinarian said. This is results of United Kingdom study. A new UK study has used VaxiCheck, which is a titers test, to test serologically a population of 486 dogs visiting 2 large practice groups. These dogs were last vaccinated up to 122 for months previously, and the rates of protection were 96% for distemper and some other core vaccines, right? So ask your vet again, why you want me to vaccinate my dog every year? if my dog is still protected. And look what it says here. Testing currently costs more than the price of vaccine. That's why some people say, oh, I don't want to test it. I will just do this vaccine, who cares? And then your dog have a cancer, your dog have a non-stop allergies, you over-vaccinate your dog because veterinarian said so. If we are, as the patients of veterinarians, will stop going to vets every year, the pharmacy and veterinarians will struggle. It's not mean that you need to stop visiting veterinarian. It's very beneficial to go and check your dog at least once a year, do the heartworm test, do the fecal test. Some dogs need a blood work, but it's no reason to do the vaccination every year. Use the logic, use the science. Ask your veterinarian, is he trying to harm your dog? Why? Just ask.